Hey everybody, here's your 15-minute body weight workout. This workout can be done anywhere, so if you're traveling or you're short on time, you can do this workout literally in your living room. This workout is going to consist of a 5-minute warm-up followed by a 10-minute workout. The 10-minute workout is going to be 4 different movements with a 30-second rest. So each movement is going to be 30 seconds followed by a rest. That's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're going to do that 4 times. Believe me, this workout is going to really make you sweat if you do it with the right intensity. So without further ado, let's get started with the warm-up. The first movement that we're going to do in the warm-up is jumping jacks. What we want to do is we want to make sure we're getting the blood pumping. I'm going to start the clock and we're going to get going. The point of the warm-up is to get your heart rate up, get your joints ready, and get your body prepared for the workout. And go. So we're starting with jumping jacks. Jumping jacks is a great movement to use as a warm-up because it's allowing your body to move through space in a plane where your arms and your legs are moving and your heart rate is going up. Alicia, as you can see, is jumping a little bit off the floor. You don't need to jump super high, but you got to keep it moving. The next movement we're going to do is called a hip cars. You're going to go down on all fours and you're going to do hip circles with your leg. You're bringing your knee back, up, and forward. With this motion, you're getting your hips prepared. We're going to do 15 seconds on each side. Switch. You'll notice one of your hips might be stronger than the other. If you feel that way, make sure you spend extra time doing hip cars before and after your workout. From here, we're going to stay in this position and we're going to go into bird dogs. A bird dog is a movement you see frequently in yoga, where you put one arm and one leg opposite sides up, squeeze for a second, squeezing your glutes and squeezing your upper back and your core, getting your full body ready for the workout. I love to do this movement before every single workout because it really prepares the body for the next phase, which is going to be a full body workout. The next movement we're going to move into is called a black burn. So you're going to lay flat on your stomach. Your hands are going to be out in front of you. You're going to come up and around into the small of your back, and then you're going to retrace those steps. One of the biggest injuries I see are shoulder injuries because we spend so much time working on our lower body and working on building the muscles of our upper body, but not in taking care of the range of motion of our shoulders. This is a great movement to improve range of motion and also get you ready for the workout. Next, Alicia is going to pop up into a push-up position and she's going to do mountain climbers. From here, she's going to bring 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. This version of a mountain climber looks like you're landing in a lunge position. When you think of climbing a mountain, you're literally lunging up over and over again. So we want to use this to warm our body up because it's like a mobility exercise and a warm-up exercise all in one. Now we're going back to the top of the movements and we're at the jumping jacks. At this point, you've been moving for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So you're starting to feel your heart rate accelerate. You're starting to feel your body warm up. When it comes to exercise, it's not always about the intensity that you're working with because you can't work out at high intensities all the time. In your warm-up, you need to work out at a moderate intensity, preparing your body for what's to come. We're going back to the hip cars. Go down to all fours. You're going to use the right leg and you're going to make big circles. Now we're going to go the opposite direction this time. We went forward the first time. We're going to go backwards this time. Believe it or not, you're working different muscles when you go forward or backward. Switch to the other leg, going backwards. So you bring the knee out to the side and you make a big circle with your leg. This is also a great mobility drill that I use frequently with all of my clients, especially before a lower body workout. Next, we're going to move back into the bird dog. At this point, we've been moving for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And what we want to do is focus on the contraction at the top of the movement. So you're going to stick out your arm, you're going to squeeze your glute, and you're going to kick back towards the wall. You want your thumb facing the roof. This way, you get proper rotation of the shoulder. And now we're going to move down to the floor and into our black burn. For me, my black burn is not as good as Alicia's because I have tight shoulders. Just go as far as you can go comfortably. And make sure you're going slow in this movement. This is not a fast movement. This is a Superman followed by a rotation of the shoulders. Nice and easy. You'll start to hear little cracks, and you'll definitely know you're getting your shoulders warmed up because you'll start to feel it after about 5 of them. The final part of the warm-up, again, is the mountain climber with the foot outside of the hand, acting not only as a warm-up, but also as a mobility drill, getting your hips ready for the next part of the workout and getting your heart rate ready. Warm-ups are very important to exercise to prevent injury and to get your muscles warm and your joints, your joint fluid, it's called synovial fluid, flowing freely. And rest. After the warm-up, we're gonna take a 1-minute rest so you can catch your breath and Alicia can catch her breath. When it comes to training and exercise, it's very important, if you're gonna be training hard, to make sure you get proper sleep. If you're not getting proper sleep, your results in the gym are going to be much slower. But if you get proper sleep, you're gonna accelerate your results. Proper sleep is 7 to 8 hours each night. Now, for the workout, what we're gonna do today, starting in 30 seconds, is we're gonna start with a squat, an air squat. You're simply gonna take a stance which is slightly wider than your shoulders, feet out about 30 degrees, and you're gonna squat down as low as you can go with proper form. If you feel your body starting to round, you know that you've reached the bottom of your squat. So whereas Alicia can squat pretty low, I have a bad hip, my squat is not as low. So I'll go as low as I can go while she can go all the way down. You go as low as you can. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna do 30 seconds of each movement. Why is a squat a good movement to do? Well, you're using your legs. Your legs are the biggest muscles in your body. That means you get the most bang for your buck by doing your legs. When I was younger, I had wrist surgery and I couldn't train my upper body for about 6 weeks. But I kept doing squats and lunges and my strength did not go down at all. Next movement is gonna be a push-up. Alicia is gonna start off her knees. When you do a push-up, you're gonna go down and drive up, keeping your body nice and straight like a plank. You don't wanna let your hips drop to the floor. As you can see, Alicia is starting to get tired. Once you get tired, you can put your knees on the ground, bring your hips forward again, and you can continue to do the push-up. It's not about doing them half-ass, it's about doing full range of motion, even if you have to go to your knees. Next, we're gonna flip over on our backs, and we're gonna do what's called a hip thrust. The hip thrust is where you drive your hips up and you squeeze your butt. Alicia is gonna come up, squeeze her butt. You wanna hold this movement for at least 1 to 2 seconds so you can activate the glutes. The glutes are very underutilized because we sit a lot and we get tight hips. This movement allows your glutes to turn on and opens up your hip flexors, helping your hip mobility. Alicia is gonna jump up on her feet. And as soon as you guys get on your feet, you're gonna drop to the floor, chest on the ground, pop up, and jump. This is called a burpee. This is where we're really getting the heart rate up right before we get our rest period. So you wanna try to accelerate here. You'll notice that when Alicia jumps up, her hips are nice and high, and she's not jumping into a squat, she's almost jumping into deadlift position. You allow your body to control yourself on the way down and rest. That was 2 minutes. We're gonna rest for 30 seconds. In this rest period, you wanna breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. You know, if you get in a position of flexion like so, your heart rate goes down even faster. That's why when people are recovering from traumatic events, they end up in a fetal position because flexion leads to a lower heart rate and it leads to turning on the parasympathetic nervous system. Here we go, back to the top. We're doing air squats again. We're dropping down and we're getting as low as we can with good form. Now, are you in great shape? Does this feel easy for you? You can switch to a jump squat. Alicia is gonna show you what that looks like for 5 reps. 2, 3, 4, and back to air squats. That right there will really take the work up. By jumping, you're pushing all your weight off the floor in an explosive way. We're gonna move down into the push-up now. You're gonna go to your knees this time, Alicia. You go ahead from the top so you can get more reps in. If you have good push-ups, you're not on your knees. But if your push-ups are not one of your strengths, or you have a weaker upper body, then you're gonna go to your knees. As you can see, she's still getting a great workout. Keep your core tight. You don't wanna lose your core here. If you gotta take a break, you can take a break. It's 30 seconds, as many as you can. It's not work for 30 seconds straight. All right, we're gonna flip over on our backs and we're gonna go into our hip thrust, but we're gonna do 5 on one leg and 5 on the other. This is called a single leg hip thrust. So if a double leg hip thrust is easy for you, you can go into the single leg, which makes it much harder. And you have to actually use a lot more core. Switch. Make sure, because we're doing it for time, you're doing 15 seconds on each side. You don't want to do 20 seconds on one side and 10 seconds on another. If you miss by a couple seconds, flip over and do burpees. That's okay. The whole idea is for you to be moving in different planes of motion using different muscles for time. We're not really focused on the details of it as long as we're getting our workout in. That's the most important thing, is getting the movement in. That's why we're doing a 15-minute body weight workout that you can do anywhere. Speed it up, Alicia. You got 2 more reps. 3, 2, 1, rest. We got another 30-second rest. At this point, we've been working out for 10 minutes. We did a 5-minute warm-up, and we've done 2 rounds of the body weight training. When it comes to fitness, it's all about continuing. The people that are fit simply didn't give up. If you're going through life starting and stopping, you're never gonna get the results you want anywhere in life, whether it be fitness, business, or relationships. We're back to the top in 3, 2, 1, squat. One of the best things about fitness is that it's a gateway to self-improvement. It's like math. 1 + 1 = 2. Well, 30 squats equals stronger legs. And like I was saying before, we want to train the legs. You don't want to neglect the legs because they have the most anabolic environment. So when you work them out, you're going to be getting the most hormonal. When you work your legs out, you're going to get the best hormonal response. Drop back it down into a push-up, but we don't want to neglect the upper body either. So we always want to do push-ups. If you were to do a max set of push-ups every single day, say you started out at 10, the next day you did 11, so on and so forth, as long as you could, you would see tremendous results in 30 days. It's not about what you're doing, it's just making sure that you're doing something consistently. All right, flip around to the hip thrust. Why are we doing the hip thrust? Because it's the opposite muscles of the squat. We're using more of our glutes in the hip thrust and more of our quads in the squat. They both use the quads and the glutes, but this one targets the glutes, the other one targets the leg, this one targets the glutes, the other one targets the quads. And we got 3, 2, 1 till we're back into the burpee. Remember, the burpee is where you want to move fast. This is where you're pushing the pace. This is where you want your heart rate to start going up, because you know you're getting a rest right after this. And you know you're only working out for 15 minutes because you're either short on time or you only have the capacity to do 15 minutes. Now, if you're doing this workout and you're starting to get tired within the time frames, you can rest. Remember, we're working out for 30 seconds. That doesn't mean you have to go for 30 seconds straight like Alicia is going for. And rest. When it comes to rest, we talked about sleep earlier. There's also other ways to improve recovery, such as meditation and breath work. When we're stressed out and we're working out, Alicia is now using her sympathetic nervous system. What we want to do is be in our sympathetic nervous system for events like working out or competitive events like sports or work, but then we also want to switch into our parasympathetic nervous system by allowing our body to rest. 3, 2, 1, go. We're back to the squats. This is our final round. This is where Alicia, you can see she's starting to push the pace. You know you're almost done. This is where you build mental strength and you push yourself to go faster and faster. When it comes to fitness, it's all about pushing yourself and building resilience. Just by putting your foot in front of another on a run makes you stronger. It builds a stronger mindset and it makes you stronger inside and out. Down to the push-ups. Now we know Alicia's weakest movement is the push-up, so you're not gonna see the same speed on the push-up as you do on the squat. But as long as you're creating the intention to push as hard as you can, your body will respond. Your brain doesn't know if you're actually doing it or if you're pushing yourself to do it. There's been studies where people have visualized themselves doing a movement or doing an exercise, and they've actually seen changes to the muscle mass. So when you're pushing through here, you want to make sure you're pushing as hard as you can. Flip over on your back, hip thrusts. We're going to go double-legged as fast as we can with a 1 second hold. So we don't want to spend a lot of time down at the bottom. We want to spend most of our time at the top, and then we're hitting the ground and we're back up. I like to do these also for what I call clusters, where I'll hold it for 3 seconds and then I'll do 2 reps and hold it, or 3 reps and hold it. There's different variations that you guys can use for any of these movements to change the stimulus. And finally, the last round of burpees. Let's see how many she can get in 30 seconds. 1, let's see if you can keep pace with her. Drop down as soon, yeah, there you go. Drop down as soon as your feet land. Boom. Make sure you catch yourself. Don't go diving into the floor like my son does. Keep going, keep going. Come on. You got this. 15 more seconds and you're done with this workout. 7 seconds. Come on, get 3 more. 1, 2, and rest. Good job, Alicia. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. As you can tell, she's really winded. If you followed this workout for the time frames that we programmed it for, you're gonna be winded too. Now, if you're a really good athlete and that was easy for you, you can do another round. You don't have to just stop at 10 minutes. You can do 20 minutes of the same movements, or you can pick other movements you like to do and do them in the same time frame. The important thing here is picking something, following it, and doing it consistently. Vacation is not a reason for you not to work out when you can do it in 15 minutes. Actually, your vacation will be better if you work out at the beginning of it. If you're traveling for work, that's not an excuse not to train either. So there's no excuses when it comes to fitness, and if you really want to get in shape, you're gonna find the time. I'll see you in the next workout. Me and Alicia are happy that you joined us for this workout. Thank you, and we'll see you again.